Hey, Shalom. All right, first and foremost, if I get started, I want to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rahakadash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect. I want to say peace and blessings to the hopefully elect on the four corner, pursuing truth and sincerity. All right, that great song that you brought in the bar. I just come to a little quick lesson. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And it was sent to me, by Apostle Rumlob. Very interesting because this continued to go on, all right, throughout the earth, basically. All right, as you can see here, it says strikes demonstration across the U.S. to let you know what time we are in. All right, also to let you know that's who in power. All right, because the scriptures never lie and it don't get old. All right, because the scriptures say when the righteous in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, what happened? The people mourn. And these protests and these strikes, these no kings marches, all this symbolizes, all right, the wicked being in power. All right? Because if the righteous was in power, you wouldn't have these things going on. Everybody be in a jolly spirit. Everybody be, kind to one another. But no. All right? What this devil is doing is bringing evil times on the earth. All right, through psychological warfare, through these psyops, through these false flags events. All right, but we understand what time we're living in. All right, the day of evil. So I'm gonna play this video, and Lord willing, y'all brothers to be edified. While I lay the law down. Check this out.
And crowds are gathering across the country to protest immigration enforcement actions. Thousands have been taking to the streets of Philadelphia, the San Francisco Bay Area, Los Angeles, and beyond as activists call for a nationwide strike to protest ICE. In Minneapolis, protesters swarm the downtown area, demanding an end to ICE operations in the state. It is below 10 degrees there right now, and still thousands brave the cold to take part in the demonstration. CBS News correspondent Ian Lee joining us live in Minneapolis with more on this. So, Ian, what are you seeing in the Twin Cities right now?
Well, right now the protests have died down a bit, but I was out there among the tens of thousands of people who were protesting. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of frustration. As you pointed out, it is cold out there, but people were defiant. They say they're not going to stop until ICE leaves the city. I talked to one mother who brought out her children. She said it was important for her kids to be a part of this situation, to be part of these protests, and to see a democracy in action. And so what you're seeing right now in Minneapolis and the Twin Cities is a very defiant people, despite seeing the border czar Tom Homan coming to the city to try to, calm the situation. It really isn't going to stop until we see ICE leave the city.
Ian, federal agents arrested former CNN anchor Don Lemon, as we saw, and 3 others last night in connection to a protest at a Minnesota church service. So we just heard from Don Lemon outside the courthouse, but what do we know about the others taken into custody?
Yeah, so Georgia Fort is another journalist that was arrested. She was released today, and when she was released, she had one question. She said, do we have a constitution in the United States, referring to the First Amendment, which protects the press? Now, this is something that gets a bit murky when you look at constitutional law. I spoke with one expert at the University of Minnesota, and what she was saying is this really has never been tested, the FACE Act, when it comes to protests. The FACE Act wasn't really designed with regards to journalists. And so she says that will probably be challenged in the courts. And we could see it go all the way up to the Supreme Court. But what you're seeing is kind of this battle of First Amendment rights, protest, the press, religion. And so there are a lot to play out here. But when I spoke with this constitutional expert, she said that probably the journalists arrest will be let off because of them recording what is happening. She said it was no different than a journalist standing on the street corner observing a protest. So she said they could get is misdemeanor trespassing. But federal authorities are trying to throw the book at these protesters, and especially at Don Lemon and Georgia Fort and two others, wanting to send a message that they say you can't disrupt a church service.
Ian Lee. Ian, thank you.
And look, and I got a video for that woman too. So let me get that video. It's to show you, you know what I'm saying, that this devil is operating, all right, in the evil matter. All right, let's get this video. See, people starting to wake up, and people need to start to realize that this devil was never on your side. But look, here is a tally, and it says, it is civil unrest. All right, they beating the brakes out the police, man. All right, this was gonna come to Babylon the Great. And why would you want to be out there in the midst of that, recording and, you know what I'm saying? Why would you? You know, but check this out.
To alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, you know, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I wanted you to know I'm going to have to hop off here and surrender to agents as a member of the press. I filmed the church protest a few weeks ago, and now I'm being arrested for that. It's hard to understand how we have a constitution, constitutional rights, when you can just be arrested for being a member of the press. We've seen all these violations. All right, you guys, I gotta go. They're knocking.
Yep, she's coming right now.
Give me 1 second. All right, guys.
You see? So we coming to some crazy times, man. You know, some crazy times. But you have been warned by the prophets. All right, the devil is operating, all right, in the spirit, all right, on the left-hand side to bring forth this NWO. All right, yes, that's why I say woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. All right, but guess what? Us being Israelites, us being believers, this is not our fight. We got to let the Most High Yahweh work, man. All right, the scriptures say, follow not a multitude to do evil. Hey, sit back, relax, man. All right, build your spirit up. You know, build your faith up. You know, encourage yourself more and more. All right, in the point that when these things do occur, all right, and they come to your front door, all right, you're able to handle it and solve it through the spirit and power you have by Shema Shai. You know, because what's she gonna do? You see? What's she gonna do? She got to go. All right? But through us, all right, Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, will defend us, man. He will protect us. He will shield us. We just got to continue to trust and operate in the spirit. All right? Understand that these devils doing these false flags events, all right, these psyops, got these agents, all right, out here to provoke the people. But when you really go into these protests, all you really see is Edomites and foreigners. You really don't see too many Jakes, all right, out there with the Edomites, protesting the marching, all right? Because guess what? They starting to feel the pressure. Deuteronomy 30:7, slowly for surely. All right, this white man kingdom go down, all right, we're going to start to see more and more uprise of the people. So let's continue to watch, pray, and figure out about Shema Shai. Till next time, Shalom, Baba Baba Rakaka. May the Lord team bless y'all morning.